You're standing in line at a coffee shop. The person in front of you hands over a piece of paper with a dead president's face on it. In exchange, they get a cup of coffee. You've seen this happen 10,000 times, but have you ever stopped to ask what just happened? That paper is worthless. Literally, it costs about 14 cents to print a $100 bill. The cotton linen blend has no inherent value. You can't eat it, you can't build shelter with it, and yet the barista accepts it as if it's real, as if it means something. Here's the uncomfortable part. It only means something because we all agreed to pretend it does. Money is a mass delusion, the most successful one in human history. Let's go back, way back. Before money existed, if you wanted something, you had to trade for it. You raise chickens, your neighbor grows wheat. You want bread, he wants eggs. You make a swap. This is called barter, and it works fine until it doesn't. Because what happens when your neighbor doesn't want eggs? What if he already has chickens? What if you need wheat today, but your chickens won't lay eggs until next week? You're stuck. Barter only works when two people want exactly what the other has at exactly the same time. Economists call this the double coincidence of wants, which is a fancy way of saying good luck with that. So humans got creative. We started using objects everyone wanted: shells, salt, cattle. These became the first currencies, not because they were magical, but because they were widely desired and hard to fake. If everyone agrees that salt is valuable, you can trade your eggs for salt today and trade that salt for wheat tomorrow. You've just invented a medium of exchange. But there's still a problem. Salt dissolves in water. Cattle die. Shells break. You need something durable, divisible, and portable. Something that doesn't rot or rust. Something rare enough to stay valuable, but common enough to actually use. Enter metal. Gold and silver became the global standard for thousands of years because they checked every box. Shiny, scarce, easy to divide into coins, and resistant to decay. For a very long time, money had weight. You could hold it, drop it, melt it down. It was real. And then we broke that connection. In 1971, President Richard Nixon did something that sounds boring, but changed everything. He ended the gold standard. Up until that moment, every US dollar was theoretically backed by a fixed amount of gold sitting in a vault. You could, in theory, walk into a bank and exchange your dollars for actual gold. It was a promise, a tether to something physical. Nixon cut the rope. Suddenly, the dollar wasn't backed by gold anymore. It wasn't backed by anything except a promise from the government that said, "Trust us. This piece of paper is worth something because we say so." This is called fiat currency. Fiat is Latin for "let it be done," as in "let it be money," because we declared it. No gold, no silver, just faith. And here's the twist. It worked, better than anyone expected. Because money was never really about the gold, it was always about trust. The gold was just a psychological safety blanket. Once we realized we didn't need it, the system became far more flexible. Governments could print money when they needed it. Economies could grow faster. Credit could expand. But flexibility is a two-edged sword. Here's the thing about printing money that most people misunderstand. When a government creates new money, it doesn't make everyone richer. It just dilutes the value of the money that already exists. Imagine you're in a room with 10 people and there are 10 slices of pizza. Everyone gets one slice. Now imagine someone walks in and announces there are now 20 slices. Sounds great, right? Except the pizza didn't get bigger. They just cut the same pizza into smaller pieces. You still have one slice, but now it's half the size. That's inflation. When more money chases the same amount of goods, prices go up. Your salary might say the same number, but that number buys less. The money itself loses purchasing power. This is why your grandparents talk about buying a house for $30,000. It's not that houses were cheaper, it's that the dollar was worth more. Now here's where it gets darker. Inflation is a hidden tax. Governments love it because it's invisible.
If they raised taxes by 5%, you'd notice, you'd complain. But if they increase the money supply and inflation quietly eats 5% of your savings, most people don't connect the dots. They just feel poorer and don't know why. Between 2020 and 2023, the US printed more money than it had in the previous century combined. Not because of some evil plan, because of a pandemic, stimulus checks, business bailouts, and an economy on life support. The short-term crisis demanded it, but the long-term consequence is already here. Prices for groceries, rent, and cars all spiked, not because of greed, but because of supply and demand. More dollars, same stuff. This is the bargain we made when we abandoned the gold standard. Flexibility in exchange for stability, power in exchange for discipline, and discipline is always the hard part. But here's what makes money truly strange. Most of it doesn't even exist as paper anymore. Right now, there's about $2 trillion in physical US currency circulating in the world. Cash, bills, the stuff you can hold. But the total money supply in the US economy is over $20 trillion. Where's the other $18 trillion? It's digital, numbers in a database. When you check your bank account, you're not looking at a vault with your name on it. You're looking at an entry in a ledger. That money exists because the bank says it does, and because you believe them. Here's the even stranger part. Banks don't keep all your money. When you deposit $100, the bank is legally allowed to loan out 90 of it to someone else. That person spends it, it gets deposited in another bank, that bank loans out $81 of that. This cycle repeats. Economists call it fractional reserve banking. What it means is that your $100 just became $270 in the economy. Same money counted multiple times. This is how economies grow. It's also how they collapse. Because if everyone tries to withdraw their money at once, the system breaks. The bank doesn't have it. It never did. Most of your money is just a promise, a very confident, very official promise, but still a promise. The entire financial system runs on a simple assumption that not everyone will ask for their money back at the same time. So what is money really? It's not the paper, it's not the metal, it's not even the numbers on a screen. Money is a story we tell each other, a shared fiction that only works as long as we all keep believing. The dollar has value because your employer believes it does, so they pay you in dollars. You believe it does, so you accept it. The grocery store believes it does, so they take it, round and round. But belief is fragile. History is full of currencies that collapsed because people stopped believing. The German poppy mark in the 1920s, the Zimbabwean dollar in the 2000s, the Venezuelan dollar right now. When trust evaporates, money becomes wallpaper, literally. There are photos of people in Weimar Germany using cash to heat their homes because it was cheaper than buying firewood. This is the unspoken truth behind every dollar in your wallet. It's worth something today, but that worth is conditional, temporary, dependent on a collective agreement that could, in theory, end tomorrow. Now here's the question nobody wants to ask. If money is just belief, and belief can be created or destroyed at will, who controls the belief? Central banks? Governments? Markets? All of the above? And if the system runs on trust, what happens when that trust starts to crack? You're holding a piece of paper with a dead president on it. It bought you coffee today. Will it buy you coffee in 10 years? In 50? The answer is maybe, and maybe is the only honest answer there is.